What if I told you that one decision made in a moment of despair cost someone their entire fortune? Before we dive into this cautionary tale, drop a comment below and let me know where you're watching from. This story will change how you think about perseverance forever. Stay with me until the end because the twist will shock you. Marcus Chun sat in his cramped apartment, staring at the rejection email on his cracked laptop screen. It was the 47th investor who had said no to his revolutionary app idea. The bills were piling up, his savings had dwindled to $300, and his girlfriend had just left him. Everything seemed hopeless. 3 years earlier, Marcus had been a successful software engineer at a prestigious tech company in Silicon Valley. He earned 6 figures, drove a luxury car, and lived in a beautiful condo overlooking the bay. Life was comfortable, predictable, and utterly unfulfilling. He felt like a cog in a massive machine, creating nothing meaningful. Then came the idea that would consume his every waking moment. Marcus envisioned an app that would revolutionize how small businesses managed their inventory using artificial intelligence. The concept was brilliant, combining machine learning with practical business solutions. He couldn't stop thinking about it, sketching designs during meetings, coding prototypes at night. Against everyone's advice, Marcus quit his job. His parents were horrified, his friends thought he was crazy, and his girlfriend Sarah begged him to reconsider. But Marcus was convinced this was his calling, his chance to build something extraordinary. He poured his life savings into developing the prototype, working 18-hour days in his home office. The first 6 months were exhilarating. Marcus made incredible progress on the app, the technology worked beautifully, and beta testers gave positive feedback. He felt alive in ways his corporate job never made him feel. Every line of code was purpose-driven, every feature was his vision coming to life. Success seemed inevitable and close, but reality hit hard when he started seeking funding. Investors were skeptical about the market size, questioned his business model, and doubted his ability to compete with established players. Each pitch meeting ended the same way. Interesting concept, but we'll pass. Marcus remained optimistic initially, refining his pitch, improving his deck, adjusting his approach. By month 12, his savings were nearly gone. Sarah issued an ultimatum: get a job or she'd leave. Marcus chose his dream. She packed her bags that weekend, and the apartment suddenly felt enormous and empty. He told himself it was worth it, that entrepreneurs always face sacrifices. But loneliness crept in during those long nights. Month 15 brought mounting debt. Marcus maxed out 3 credit cards to keep the servers running and afford basic necessities. He moved from his 1-bedroom apartment to a studio in a rough neighborhood. Ramen became his primary food source. His college friends stopped inviting him out because he always declined, too broke to join. The rejection emails became routine torture. Not the right fit for our portfolio. Timing isn't right. Come back when you have more traction. Marcus plastered his wall with every rejection, telling himself it would fuel his determination. But each new addition felt like a weight crushing his chest, making it harder to breathe, harder to believe. By month 20, Marcus was barely surviving. He took freelance coding gigs at night to pay rent, leaving little time for his app. The technology that once excited him now felt like a burden. He'd invested everything and had nothing to show except debt, loneliness, and a product nobody wanted to fund. Depression settled over him like fog. The 47th rejection was his breaking point. It came from an investor he'd met at his cousin's wedding, someone who'd seemed genuinely interested and asked for a detailed proposal. Marcus had spent 2 weeks perfecting every slide, every financial projection, every market analysis. The response was brutal. Pass. Product lacks differentiation. That night, Marcus made his decision. He would shut down the company, delete the code, and return to corporate life. He was done sacrificing, done struggling, done believing. At 29, he felt ancient and defeated. He drafted an email to his small team of contractors, informing them the project was ending immediately. Before hitting send, Marcus allowed himself one final indulgence. He posted about his failure on an entrepreneur forum he'd joined years ago, pouring out his story in raw, unfiltered detail. It was cathartic, releasing 3 years of pain, frustration, and shattered dreams into the anonymous void of the internet. Then he closed his laptop. The next morning, Marcus woke to his phone buzzing incessantly. His forum post had gone viral within the entrepreneurship community. Hundreds of comments flooded in, sharing similar struggles, offering encouragement, providing advice. But one comment stood out from the rest, posted by someone named TechInvestor47. It simply said, "Check your email. Urgent." With shaking hands, Marcus opened his inbox. There sat a message from Jennifer Walsh, managing partner at Apex Ventures, one of the most prestigious venture capital firms in the country. She'd seen his forum post, researched his company, and reviewed his public demo. Her message was direct. "Your app solves a real problem. Let's talk." Marcus laughed bitterly. Of course this came now, after he'd already given up, after sending the shutdown email to his team. It felt like the universe's cruel joke, dangling opportunity just as he'd stepped away from the ledge. He considered ignoring it, convinced it would lead to another rejection, another disappointment he couldn't survive. But something made him respond. Maybe desperation, maybe curiosity, maybe a flicker of the hope that once burned so bright. He agreed to a call that afternoon. Jennifer was direct and no nonsense. She grilled him about his technology, his market research, his financial projections. Marcus answered honestly, too exhausted for the polished pitch. 40 minutes into the call, Jennifer said something that made Marcus's heart stop. "We want to invest $2 million for 20% equity. Can you be in our San Francisco office tomorrow morning to meet the partners?" Marcus couldn't speak. $2 million. The exact amount he'd been desperately seeking for nearly 2 years. He stammered yes and hung up in disbelief. Then panic set in. He'd already sent the shutdown email. He'd told his contractors it was over. He'd mentally checked out, accepted failure, started planning his return to corporate servitude. What if they'd already deleted critical files? What if they'd taken other jobs? Marcus sent frantic messages to his 3-person contractor team. 2 responded immediately, thrilled by the news, ready to continue. The third, his lead designer, had accepted another position that morning and couldn't return. Marcus felt the opportunity slipping away. Without that designer, could he really pull this off? Doubt crept back in. But he pushed forward. That night, Marcus worked until dawn, preparing for the meeting, rebuilding his confidence, reminding himself why he'd started this impossible journey. The next morning, he put on his only suit, now slightly too large from weight loss, and took the train to Apex Ventures' gleaming office tower. The meeting was intense. 5 partners dissected his business from every angle, challenging assumptions, probing weaknesses, testing his knowledge. Marcus channeled every ounce of passion he'd ever felt for this project. He wasn't pitching anymore. He was fighting for his life's work. 2 hours later, they extended their hands and welcomed him to the family. The investment closed within 3 weeks. Marcus hired a full team, moved into proper office space, and launched an aggressive marketing campaign. The app gained traction quickly, with small businesses praising its intuitive design and powerful features. Within 6 months, they had 5,000 paying customers and growing rapidly every day. By year 2 post-investment, Marcus's company was valued at $50 million. Major corporations began approaching him about acquisition offers. He'd built exactly what he'd envisioned, created jobs for 30 people, and solved real problems for thousands of businesses. The vindication felt surreal, like living someone else's dream life. But Marcus never forgot that moment in his studio apartment when he'd given up. He kept the 47th rejection email framed in his office as a reminder. What haunted him most was the timing. If he'd sent that forum post 1 day later, Jennifer Walsh might never have seen it. His entire fortune hung on that thread. He calculated that he'd been approximately 18 hours from permanently shutting down when Jennifer's email arrived. 18 hours between complete failure and eventual success. The thought terrified him. How many other entrepreneurs gave up right before their breakthrough? How many brilliant ideas died because someone couldn't endure one more day of rejection? 3 years after the Apex investment, Marcus sold his company for $240 million. He became wealthy beyond imagination, achieving the entrepreneurial success story everyone dreams about. But when people asked for advice, he always returned to the same lesson. He'd almost missed everything by giving up too early. The truth Marcus learned was painful and profound. Success in entrepreneurship isn't just about having a great idea or working hard. It's about outlasting the pain, the rejection, the doubt that tells you to quit. It's about surviving one more day than your breaking point, pushing through when every rational thought screams stop. So here's what you need to take from Marcus's story. If you're struggling right now, if you're facing rejection after rejection, if you're questioning whether your dream is worth the sacrifice, remember this: you might be 18 hours from your breakthrough. You might be one conversation, one connection, one moment away from everything changing. Don't give up too early. The biggest mistake isn't failing. It's quitting right before you would have succeeded.